It is day one, week one of my training plan, and I am doing the Build Me Up training plan. It's a training plan on Zwift. It's going to be 13 weeks in total, quite long. The aim is to be as fit and as strong as I have been on the bike yet, the best form of my life. So I'm excited for it, and I'm going to take you on a journey. I'm going to be releasing these videos every Sunday to give you an update of how it's going, how I'm feeling, what my body's doing, track things like weight, my FTP, progress, all of those things. And hopefully at the end, I will be in a good place, and some of you fine people watching the video will be motivated to push and progress yourselves. So this week we have a few. So we've got a current workout, which is zone benching. Then we've got Dev Deset, Red Unicorn, and then some pedaling drills. All of them need to be done by Sunday night, so that is 4 workouts this week. So cracking with this one, which is the benchmarking. Okay, so that is workout 1 complete, and that one was about working out if your FTP is set correctly and working out if your zones are correct, because that is what your whole program is based on. Now, if you're new to all of this and thinking, what are all these zones? What was all this pacing? What does FTP mean? Then here is a basic breakdown for you. Now basically you do an FTP test, which is a measure of how much power you can put down for 1 hour of riding. Now this is measured on the smart trainer with a power meter, okay? So that gives you your FTP, which is your functional threshold power. That is how much power you can output for 1 hour. Now the whole program is based on your FTP, so your FTP needs to be correct. Hence why this first session was to basically work out if the zones are correct. So it puts you in the zones for a certain amount of time, and then it will message on screen saying, this should feel like this should feel like this. And the way it does that is in zones. Now we have different zones, and these are all based on a percentage of your FTP, and I'll pop that up on screen now. So this is the percentages in each zone. So that's what this session was. It was to work out if my FTP, which is currently 307, it actually went up last month when I was doing 30 races in 30 days. So it boosted up to 307, which is the highest it has been. And if we look at the stats, we have an average of 188 watts, 10 miles that ride, 35 minutes, 377 calories. That is number 1 out of 50 rides in this training program. So again, subscribe. I'll take you on this whole journey all the way through to 50 rides. That's basically day 1. So let's see how we're feeling. I've got another 3, I think, to do this week. So I'll see you on the next ride. Day number 2, session number 2, and this one is based around 90% of my FTP. Let's get it, let's do it. Feeling motivated. It was 1 hour long, 10-minute warm-up and 7-minute cool-down included in that. It was good. I quite enjoyed it, to be honest. There was some drills. So basically it was a threshold session, which basically means you're riding at 90% of your FTP. And for me, that is 275 watts, which is 3.4 watts per kilo. So it was 10 minutes at 275 watts, and there was 3 sets of that. So 30 minutes in total at 90% of my FTP, which did hurt a little bit, not gonna lie. It was also based on cadence, so the first 10 minutes was 85, I think, and then the second 10 minutes were like lower, which is like 75. That felt like quite a grind, but it was good. Again, at the end, I done 4 minutes at 100 RPM, cadence at 100, which was a bit of a push. But overall, a good session, I'm pleased. 2 more to go for the week. The details on this one, which I've got up on screen, 217 average watts, which take the warm up into account, that's why it's low. But we know we've done 30 minutes at 275 watts, which is good. That was 19 miles that ride and 750 calories burned. Second session out of 50, done, complete. On to the next one, I'll see you there. So I have 2 more workouts for the week. I've got this Red Unicorn, which is 1 hour and 30. So I'm going to do the pedaling drills today just because I don't have as much time. So I've just finished the session. It was a good one, a very interesting one actually. 10-minute warm up as per usual, and then some primes, which are essentially high cadence intervals. So really quick pedaling for like 30 seconds at a time at quite high watts. This warms you up, warms your body up, gets your legs ready. Then we went into some pedaling drills. Now this is interesting because it's designed to make you get a smooth pedal stroke for each leg, and also be able to ramp up quickly, put more power down but smoothly, rather than being really sort of jerky and all over the place with your bum moving around. Throughout the session it always prompts you on screen what's going to happen, what you're going to do, and the single leg drills were super interesting. This is where you unclip one leg and then you're just going around with one. Now it's interesting because when you're using one leg you can really sense if you're putting power down throughout the whole stroke, because what will happen if you're just putting more power down on the push, you'll clunk on the way up and it creates like it doesn't create a smooth process, like a whip. Whereas if you're smooth all the way around, you just feel it nicely, which is very, very interesting. So I was doing that with both legs, making sure that both are consistent and there wasn't any inconsistencies. Then after that, it was doing some ramp ups, I think they were called, where you basically just go up to like max cadence as quickly and as smooth as possible. So the idea is you don't like bounce in your saddle, you just pump quickly and really bring it up and make sure you're putting the power down smoothly. Totals with this session, nothing amazing to be honest, 167 average watts, 6.9 miles, 30 minutes, 282 calories. So all in all, pretty good peeps, pretty good. So I just completed a workout, like a gym session, and I'm going to be doing this randomly throughout this 12 weeks because I used to train a lot, sort of calisthenics and strength training, body weight training, and I feel like doing it. So I want to sort of maintain that at least throughout these 12 weeks. But I'll run you through what I've done in this session. I done pull-ups wide to start with, and then moving on to the plank, and then on to press-ups. Press-ups are always a winner, can't go wrong. Crunches, again, some more abs, and then dips, which are good for the arms, triceps. V-sits, obviously good for core and abs again. Close grip pull-ups this time, more biceps and shoulders. And then finish with leg raises, which is abs as well. But overall it's good. I'm going to maintain my upper body strength and kind of get leaner hopefully and stronger, and we'll see where it takes us. Fine people, good morning. It is New Year's Day, so first of all, Happy New Year. I've got a busy day today, so I'm riding early in the morning, so I'm up. It's actually quite nice, temperature's nice, hour-and-a-half session today, so I'm going to jump straight on the turbo. So that was the fourth workout of the week complete, and it was the longest and it was definitely the toughest. It's called the Unicorn and it was broken down into two sections basically. We done the warm-up as per usual, primers, get the legs going, then we done over and unders. In my case, we were doing 1 minute under my FTP, and then we were doing 30 seconds over my FTP. And for me, that was the under, so 1 minute at 246 watts, and then over, which was 30 seconds at 322 watts. There was a total of 18 rounds of that, so quite a push. And then at the end of the session, we done a zone 2 sort of steady pace where we just changed the cadence. So overall, that was a good ride, a hard ride. It will be interesting to see if I have 12 weeks of this and the rides are all like this, I can see my progress going high and through the roof. So really looking forward to it all. Now let's take a look at weight. Now I'm tracking my weight every morning before I eat breakfast. I'm using just a simple scale. So as we can see, I've been tracking. Now we have the weight column here and we can see it's tracking down slowly. So on Monday, 78.6, and this is Saturday, 78.4. Now the scales does track all of these, which is fat, water, bone density, BMI and all of that stuff. I don't know how accurate it is, but I guess it's a consistent, so I'm putting it in here. Weekly averages here, so we've got 78.52 kilograms for the week. A quick note, don't become obsessed with weight. We want to become obsessed with watts per kilo, which we'll look at in the totals coming up in a second. So let's take a look at the totals for the week, which is actually super interesting. My current FTP is 307. However, that's not the most valuable bit of info there. What we're looking at is the watts per kilogram of body weight. So my FTP, my functional threshold power, divided by my body weight. In this case, for me, is actually 3.9 watts per kilo at the minute. So happy with that. So until next Sunday, take care, fine people. Self-love, safe riding. I'll see you soon.